Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out a dashcam from GKU. This is their D600 model. Okay, so coming on to the unboxing for the dashcam. So this is the GKU D600. It is down as a 4K and Wi-Fi enabled dashcam. You have 4K resolution, 170 degrees wide angle viewing. Now that might not actually be a good thing because it might end up catching a lot of reflections from the actual windscreen or dash, as one of my other dashcams did. You have loop recording, you have parking mode, Wi-Fi and hidden design. And then if you do need any support, you've got some assistance there. Okay, so opening up the package, first thing you're presented with is the user manual. Hopefully we shouldn't really need this if the product is well designed. These are going to be your static sheets for sticking onto the windscreen. So you stick one of these presumably onto the windscreen first, and then you stick the mount onto this. That not only makes removal a lot easier, but apparently is supposed to help with the adhesion of the actual camera as well. So first thing we'll do is take a look in this side. So we do have, right, so we have a pass-through power adapter for your cigarette lighter, and it is USB-C going to the actual camera itself. You have a couple of extra sticky pads for the actual camera, and you do have a very bright trim removal tool. Moving that to a side, you have the actual camera itself. Okay, and this is very small. Yeah, so you've got the lens there. Does that have a display? That's very unique. And I do like the fact that if you stick that onto the windscreen, you can probably get this quite close to the actual windscreen, which should reduce on the actual glare factor of the unit. Right, so taking a look at this side, so you do have your USB-C import for power. You have a import, possibly linking to a rear camera, and then you have a TF card slot. It does not look like a card has come with the actual unit. On this side you have a power/function button, so might be multifunctional, and I'm not 100% sure whether this is a touchscreen or not, but that is very sleek. So you don't get the big screen, and if this was mounted behind the rear view mirror, for example, you probably wouldn't notice this too much. Okay, so that's everything that you get. So you get the camera itself, you get the power cable, you get the user manual, you get some of the sticky sheets, anti-static sheets for your windshield itself. You get some extra double-sided sticky tape, and you get the trim removal tool. I am kind of disappointed because the pictures and everything did make it look like it was going to come with a hardwire kit, whereas this has only come with the cigarette lighter input. That's a little disappointing, but yeah, it is what it is. So next we'll get on to the actual installation and setup, and then some sample clips. Okay, so to add the dash cam is very simple. You just go into the app, you hit add camera. It will give you an instruction in terms of how you set up the actual camera. Hit next. It tells you connect to the Wi-Fi. Now on this page it doesn't actually tell you the password, but the password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 1 through till 8. If you did want to later on, you can actually go in the settings and change that. So we'll hit add camera. As you can see, it takes you across to the settings. We'll find the camera. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Hit join. There we go. When you go back to the app, it will have automatically picked it up. Now I don't have a memory card installed at the moment, so it's going to give an error. As you can see, it is now connected. If you push this button, it will go full screen. As you can see, I do have it set up inside at the moment, just whilst I get it set up in the app. And then in terms of settings, you've got some sound settings, you got video resolution, you have the loop recording duration, you have your anti-flicker, so depending on 50 Hz or 60 Hz. You have your collision sensitivity. I would probably suggest keeping this on low, because otherwise every time you hear a pothole, it'll basically bring up the recording. And then at the bottom, here's where you can, if you want to, go in and change the actual Wi-Fi password. If you did have a firmware update, I'm presuming it will show up here. And at the bottom, you have your factory reset. Okay, so here we are with the GKU D600 installed. So I do currently have it just plugged into the cigarette lighter or 12 volt output. I do have the hardwire kit coming. They didn't include it with the actual package. So if you do buy this from Amazon, then it won't include the hardwire kit. If you do go to the website, which I'll also link down below, here's a little bit more, but you do get the option of having the hardwire kit as well. So here you can see I've got it installed. So it does come with one of the anti-static sort of sheets. You probably won't be able to see it. Let me see if I can zoom in and Yeah, just there. So you can see just there it does have the anti-static sheet, and that makes it very easy. So as you can see with the previous one, I've just moved this from here to there. That's why this cable is actually from that one, not for this one. So this is just a front-facing camera. It does have a right-angled USB-C cable. I've just got it dangling at the moment because I'll do a proper install once the hardware kit comes. And then the charger does come with a pass-through as well. So if you do want to plug something else in, you can do so as well. So what I'll do now is I'll just keep the camera here and I'll put on ignition, and you can see how quickly this loads up. So 3, 2, 1. And that's how quickly it actually starts up. So before you actually drive off, if you've got this plugged into anything with ignition, it will record before you've moved off. I will, obviously, because I've just installed it, what I'll do is I'll get some samples over the next couple of days. We're expected some rain over the next couple of days as well, despite the fact that today it's actually quite beautiful. Yeah, we're expecting some different weather conditions, so I'll try and get some different samples. Now, when I did look at it through the app, one thing I did notice straight away was the fact that it is got the same problem. So it's getting a lot of reflection from the inside of the windscreen as well as the dash. The possible solution would be either to mount it lower or to actually go even higher. I prefer having it here because it's kind of hidden behind the rear view mirror, so it's out of my view. But if you want the best view for the actual camera, then either further lower down or right up here would actually be better. I didn't want to put it there just now because I've got to route the cables, and I'd rather have it temporarily here rather than there. But I think over here would actually be a slightly better place for the camera. You can see that this one does actually mount closer. The lens is actually closer to the glass compared to this one. This one, if you look at it, there's a big distance between it, whereas that one does actually mount a little closer, and if you want, you can tilt it up and down as well. That's the installation. We'll have a look at the actual sample clips, and then we'll have a conclusion at the end. Okay, so we'll start with the sunny clip. So this is, I think, just a couple of days after I actually did the installation. You can see you do get a lot of reflections from the inside of the windscreen, and this at the moment is obviously facing away from the sun. As you turn into it, you do get a lot more glare. So it's not bad. You can still probably read number plates and things when they're close up, but there is a lot of reflection due to that really wide angle lens, and that's something that I think it may even be better without. Coming on to the next clip, and this is more like British weather, nice rainy day with overcast conditions, and you can see it still actually has quite a lot of reflection from the inside of the dash. Now, the solution, like I said, was you either mount this lower down and have it face more straight, or you mount it higher up. Either way, you can't really capture the front of the vehicle unless you've got some of that reflection. So I think if you want your bonnet recorded in order to capture worst case scenario, an accident, so you can know who's actually at fault, I personally think that's important. So I would angle it in this way. Like I said, if you did want to avoid that, then the answer is you basically just have it face straight rather than angle down slightly, and that should hopefully get rid of the reflections. In terms of the frame rate and everything, it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. I have seen some other clips that once you actually go to test it, it does actually, you can read number plates and everything perfectly fine. Moving on to the next clip, and there was a lot of fog in the morning. So this is very early in the morning and I'm on my way to work, and as you can see, the visibility is very low. The camera still does a pretty decent job in terms of capturing details, and you can see the general gist of things, what's going on. One thing to note, when I did actually copy all of these videos across, was for some reason it saves the files as a .ts, so you do still have to export to your phone and then export to a laptop or any other device that you want to actually use them on. If you just copy it directly from the memory card, you would have to go in and change each file to a .mp4 or something similar in order to actually play them back. Otherwise it's a lot of work having to copy everything from the dash cam onto the phone, and it's just a lot of work. Okay, so coming on to another clip, so another sunny day, and you can see this one's not as hot, so we do have a bit more cloud cover, so therefore you've not got as much glare as you did in the very first clip. And the final clip is of a night shot, and you can see it does a pretty decent job. It's picking up up reasonable amount of natural light or ambient light around it, and then you can see where the car lights do actually light up. One thing you will note is the street lights do cause a lot of glare each time I go past them. So yeah, that's something where you either need to mount this higher up and have it face straight out, or if you want to capture the end of the bonnet, then you do need to be mounting this further down. Overall, it does a pretty decent job. It's not brilliant, but it's not terrible either. The quality is pretty good, frame rate is good, so overall for the price it's pretty decent. I will, as always, have links in the description below, so if you're interested in purchasing, do follow that link. If you have benefited from this video, I would appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel, as I will have more videos coming. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.